Welcome to Changeless Reality, the ultimate vision of A Course in Miracles. In this session, we will visually explore the contrast between the dualistic, changing mind and the eternal truth of God. Our aim is to understand how recognizing changeless reality reshapes perception, decision-making, and inner peace. A Course in Miracles begins with 3 core statements. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. In practice, this means that only what is rooted in love and truth is secure. Fear, conflict, and loss belong to an unreal system and therefore have no lasting power over us. This slide outlines the split mind. On one side is the ego, or wrong-mindedness, which promotes a fragmented thought system based on separation. On the other is the Holy Spirit, or right-mindedness, which speaks for God and recognizes only wholeness. The Course teaches that we cannot serve both. Every moment we choose one teacher. Here we compare 2 worlds. The ego's world of change runs on linear time, projection, and the constant attempt to fill inner lack, producing fear and guilt. Changeless reality, identified with God, is eternal, based on extension of love, true creation, and an immutable state of joy. Our experience depends on which world we mentally endorse. The illusion of change is sustained by guilt about the past and fear of the future. The ego chains the mind to this timeline, so the present is obscured. The Course states that time is inconceivable without change, and holiness does not change. By questioning guilt and fear, we begin to loosen our dependence on linear time. Changeless reality is described as God's kingdom of absolute completeness. Because it is already whole, it requires no time, evolution, or form. It simply is. This reality is irreversible, guiltless, and limitless. Understanding these attributes helps us see that our true identity is not a work in progress, but a finished, perfect creation. Time and eternity intersect in the present moment. The horizontal line represents the illusion of past to future time. The vertical beam symbolizes the eternal present. A miracle occurs when the mind stops scanning the timeline and looks upward into changeless eternity. This shift in focus is the basis of genuine psychological healing. The holy instant is a deliberate pause in which we lay down past learning, grievances, and future anxiety. For a brief moment, time is suspended. The practice is to treat this very instant as all there is of time. In doing so, we experience a state where we are completely absolved, free, and untouched by condemnation. Forgiveness in the Course follows 4 mechanics. First, recognize the grievance as an internal projection, not objective fact. Second, yield judgment by handing your interpretation to the Holy Spirit. Third, enter the holy instant where time collapses. Finally, realign with reality, seeing the changeless innocence in the other person. A miracle is defined here as a correction in perception, not a violation of physical laws. It shifts us from wrong-mindedness to right-mindedness. Miracles are natural expressions of love, with no order of difficulty, because all illusions are equally unreal. By removing the need for suffering, miracles effectively collapse time. This slide contrasts projection and extension. The ego projects. It looks inward, finds guilt, and tries to expel it onto others, shaping a fearful world. The spirit extends. It receives limitless love from God and radiates it outward. Our lived experience, conflict, or peace flows directly from whether we are projecting or extending. Relationships illustrate this dynamic. The ego turns them into special relationships built on mutual lack, shifting needs, and past grievances. The Holy Spirit repurposes the same relationships into holy ones by giving them a shared goal of mutual healing. In a holy relationship, love is extended and the present becomes the focus. The Course concludes that salvation is profoundly simple. We do not manufacture truth or peace. Reality is already perfect and changeless. Our task is to stop defending illusions that hide this fact. As the text states, salvation is simple because it is of God. We ourselves hold both the question and the answer within the mind. Before fully awakening to God's eternity, the mind experiences the real world. This is the same physical world, but seen entirely through complete forgiveness. In this vision, guilt, Condemnation and fear are absent. The Course teaches that the real world is reached through total forgiveness, and everything touched by reason becomes beautiful. We close by emphasizing that the chaotic world of change is a choice, not an inevitability. By choosing the holy instant, practicing forgiveness, and extending love, we remember our true identity. The invitation is to rest in the immutable, leaving the world of death behind and returning in awareness quietly to heaven.